Hi guys, Gaming Bear here. We're looking today at the Panzer IV Hydro, seeing how you can get a mastery with it, and telling you a bit about the tank. So this is the Hydro, and you'll be able to tell it, not just because it's got the Hydro in the name, but because it's got this almost bustle at the back, with all of these pipes for the hydrostatic transmission. So, almost identical to the Panzer IV, except it's more mobile around the battlefield. The rest of the armour profile is very, very similar. So let's have a look at the armour profile itself. The front is 50mm, right the way up, including the turret. But as you saw from or you'll see in the replay, it's got this area here, which has got some spaced armour in front, which is effectively very tough. And you're looking around about 100 to 150mm around the gun. So if you can poke over, you can actually do a fair bit of damage. Looking up the Commander's Cupola, you're looking 96mm, and effectively 100 up to 500mm, depending on the angle that rounds might hit it. Plus the sides, you've got the tracks which could eat shots, so it's a little bit better at 60 or 70mm. Same area down here, the 30mm, which could potentially be penetrated, but it's about the gun. Let's compare the Panzer IV Hydro with the standard Panzer IV. So let's call up the details and do a direct comparison. Hit points, it's actually got more hit points, so it can survive longer on the battlefield. But it seems to hasn't got such a good engine power, even though it's got lower weight. The hull armour is not quite as tough, and the turret is as strong. So rate of fire, 1 shot per minute less. So it hasn't quite got the DPM. So you're looking at the Hydro as having 1500, whereas the standard Panzer IV has got 1650. So that extra 150 or so damage is noticeable. But as this can only see tier 6 and not tier 7, it's more effective on the battlefield. Now, why do people say that it can move around more easily? Power to weight ratio, you're only looking at it having 12.3, whereas the standard Panzer IV has 16.7, so that's quite nice. But how can this actually get round more easily? You're looking top speed 48, reverse 20. Now let's have a look at the soft stats. Bear with me a second. Okay, the terrain resistance, you're looking 0.86 on hard, medium 0.96, and soft 2.01. Let's compare this directly to the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV is 0.96, 1.05, and 2.3. So it's about 10% better than the standard Panzer IV. And that difference in the ground resistance, combining with the higher forward speed, more agility going backwards, whereas so the standard Panzer IV has only got 18. Let's have a look back at the Hydro. So as you can see, the reverse speed of 20 and forward speed of 48. So this is where the difference is. Combining with the lower ground resistance, you can actually make the most of your ability to get around the battlefield, combining with the additional 8 kmh around the battlefield, or additional couple of kmh backwards, to allow you to effectively move around the battlefield and get into position in time. So with the ability to get around the battlefield, you can get into positions just ahead of where the standard Panzer IV would get. You'll be able to have the gun and the binoculars in place to bring this effective 450 meter view range to bear on your opponents. Not only bring your own gun in, which is the standard L48 gun, which is very nice, you can show your enemy to your friends and get them shooting, as you'll see in the replay. So without further ado, let's get into that mastery replay and show you how you can get a mastery in this, and similarly, if you can get into position, how you can get a mastery in the Panzer IV as well. Let's get into that battle. Okay, we're on Ensk. We're actually up against a Panzer IV-H, KV, or experimental, so some quite good tanks. So let's speed this up a little bit and then have a look at the mobility. I'm aiming to go to a nice spot around about B1. So let's speed this up and head over there. So you can see 30 kph already, 36, until it got blocked. So it was getting up to 40 kph with a top speed of 48. So if we hadn't been blocked, we'd have been in position earlier. So
We didn't even scratch them.
here we are, able to spot for the team. You can see down to JK1, which is good.
Scratch them.
We're firing in, trying to shoot the KV. It's bouncing, so I switched to the OI experimental. He's only got 75 mil of armor. Very good gun. Time to kill him.
Penetration.
Boom, he's gone. Panzer 4. Panzer 3-4. One of the bounces.
Penetration.
Let's have a look. See where we got hit. Just on the top. Bounced on the roof. That would have potentially gone into the commander's cupola, but it would have bounced either hit the side, which we'll see is about the 800 mil effective. So let's get back to the battle. They're firing shots in. Oh yes! Lots of shots. Focus on the softer targets first. Then that's it. They're all coming in. I'm trying to get a bit more cover. Aim for the softer targets first. Help your team to clear out the softer targets, pin the others in place, and allow your team to win. So shots on the KV. Very tough target. He's very well angled. Let's have a look at his stats.
Penetrate their armor.
Stats-wise, 2,100 games, 54% win rate with it, which is very, very good. So he knows how to play that tank, and he's angling perfectly. But I'm still getting shots in.
We didn't even scratch
So keeping him there, pinning him in place. Oh, now that was a big shot that we would have taken. Let's have a look. That hit the gun barrel, didn't go in. There's a crit, but it hit the spaced armor, didn't do any damage. So using the angling to bring the gun to bear on the KV, we can still bounce shots. He must have been cursing at that stage. Another bounce. Up on the cupola. You can see how tough the top of this tank is. He must be absolutely cursing his luck and wondering how he's not penetrating. Another shot in. Bounce. So it's about 50-50 with the shots we're firing to penetrate him. 10-5. It's all going well. So I'm trying to find weak spots. Aiming in. Another one. He's running away. Shot in on the Panzer 1C. Oh.
Enemy armor is hit.
He's gone. Poor Panzer 38 at the other side. Yes. Time to move. 13-8. So we've still got the Panzer 4. He's a good player. So moving in on him. Once we're around here, let's have a look. See how quickly it accelerates. So it's moving quite quickly. 30 kph coming in. I thought I'd have the Panzer 4 around the corner.
Target acquired.
Can't quite get there in time, and we're up to 35 kph before it turns. That's the tank. Look at all the shots that it took. It's got a very tough turret, like you wouldn't expect. Accurate enough gun, enough premium ammo to go through what you can't with standard, and enough standard to go through the rest. So let's look at the post-game stats. Mastery, a few other awards, and high caliber. So you've done 20% of the total damage of the enemy hit points and at least 1,000 damage. Well, we did 1,700 and spotting from 318. Spotted for these tanks, the OI, the Panzer III, the Hetzer, the 1C, bringing and got the speed spot for 3 of the vehicles. So even though it hasn't got the best initial view range, once you've got the binoculars kicked in, you're able to do very well. And combining that with the low ground resistance, you can get into that position, as you saw, set up, ready to decimate your opponents. But you need to get hull down. and then maximise the turret armour as you saw with the bounces. So let's have a look at the scores. So hits received 10. 10 hits from the enemy. Only one penetrated. All the rest hit the turret. Now you would think that it wouldn't be very strong. So we'll have a look at that in a minute and see what actually hit us. So the 30 shots we fired, 25 hit, 16 penetrated, but we were firing against very, very good tanks like the KV and the OI. But we still did 1,700 damage and 1,100 damage from more than 300 meters. Blocked by armor 400, which is very nice, those 10 shots, and killed 2 tanks and managed to damage 6 others. So we spotted 300, travelled 0.4 of a kilometre, and managed to earn 52,000 credits, which is very nice. Experience-wise, 1,027 base, plus premium bonus 1,540, plus the premium bonus of 600, times 3 for 5,239 experience, which is very nice. So we helped our team to win. Sadly, the opposing team didn't have so many good players, but that the KV on the other side. So Adamo 78 played a blinding job, and were only just able to help take him out. So let's have a look at the details and see what we actually bounced. So from the Panzer 1C, yes, you'd expect to bounce the shots, but 2 shots from the KV, we managed to block 320 damage on the turret from a KV shot. Now that's got a powerful gun, and so we were able to weather those shots from the KV, which would have significantly damaged us and potentially turn the game around. So the thing you need to do is get hull down. So you use the manoeuvrability. You haven't got the best power to weight ratio, but you've got the ground resistance advantage, plus that additional top speed. So you can get around the battlefield, get into place just in time to bring the binoculars into bear, and help your team to win by spotting for them. And then if you're in trouble, use that manoeuvrability to get out of trouble, reset up, re-let the binoculars kick in, and repeat. That's how you can play the game. That's with this tank, and that's how you can get a mastery in the Panzer IV Hydro, as well as potentially the Panzer IV, because it's very similar. It's got the power to weight ratio, but it hasn't got the ground resistance. So on flat, you'll be able to move around more easily, whereas the Panzer IV-H could potentially be better on hills because you've actually got the power to get you up the hills. So the Panzer IV-H, good for hills. The Panzer IV Hydro, good on flatter and for getting around the battlefield to areas that your enemy wouldn't expect you to be. So I hope you've liked the review and the mastery. I'm the Gaming Bear, and see you on the next one.